might as well.
Just because you've got a right, sir. Irregular verbs, Rice Davis, irregular verbs.
Yes, sir.
Possunt quia posse videntur. But parum potuisse ad exitium. Medlicate.
Sir.
Medlicate, my known distaste for Mr. Stalin does not, in my view, entitle you to scratch Heil Hitler on the crossbar of my bicycle. Irregular verbs, Rice Davis. Get a grip of them this weekend, boy.
I will, sir.
And Ruth Harrison's knockers.
Her teeth all stick out.
Oh, come on. What about the square dance?
What square dance?
You blushed every time you bumped into her.
She kept knocking my glasses off.
Well, she'll be watching the hockey tomorrow, so you'd better get an elastic band.
What, for my glasses?
You're very naive, Rice Davis.
Anyway, I'm not playing tomorrow.
Oh, yeah? Oh, we should win, then. Why not?
I've got to spend the day with my father.
You haven't got a father.
I have. Just I've never seen him, that's all. He's a chicken farmer in Berkshire.
What, never?
Well, not since I was 2.
Oh.
He walked out.
What, didn't he like the look of you?
Get off.
What you got to see him for, anyway?
Dunno.
That's strange. Seeing your father if you don't know him.
Yeah.
Do you want to see him?
Not really.
Oh.
He sort of blackmailed me.
What, found out you read mucky books?
I don't read mucky books.
I do. You'd rather get some.
Where does he get them from?
Work. He's an accountant.
Oh.
They shave all the pubic hair off.
What for?
It's indecent.
What?
Hairy. You know. How's he blackmailed you then? Your father?
Oh, well, you know the British Schools Exploring Society and me are going to Iceland at the end of the term?
Oh, yeah, you and Beltramber.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it turned out for me to get a passport, I've got to have his signature, even with a divorce. It's the law. He's still officially my parent or something. So my mother wrote to him and he said he'd sign if I spend the day with him.
Blimey.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I'm amazed they chose you for that. You're all weedy.
Get off. I'm just stringy. Anyway, they said I had a sense of humour.
Oh, is that what it is? What do you want to go for, anyway? Seems stupid to me, traipsing around in the cold. Especially with Beltramber, he's a moron.
Well, it's something to do. Anyway, I'm not playing tomorrow. Thompson's playing instead.
Right. I'll see you on Monday, then.
Yeah. What you doing tonight?
The essay.
I'm doing Latin prose.
Oh, I did that this afternoon, during Virgil.
You sod.
See ya.
See you then.
Brought you some chocolate, dear. Special treat.
You gave me a shock. Thanks, Mum.
Well, I thought you could do with a breather, and... Yes, well, it's red label, so drink it while it's hot. How's the work going? Hard at it?
Yeah.
Good. I've just been on the phone to your Auntie Sis. She's coming over tomorrow to give us moral support.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad to say. Well, drink your chocolate, dear, and I'll leave you in peace.
Yeah.
Yes, do try to remember to say thank you, dear, tomorrow, and not that dreadful tar. Your father's bound to pick you up on things like that.
All right.
Well, he's not terribly used to adolescence, you see. It'll all be over soon. It's only a day.
Well, he might not sign.
Oh, yes, he'll certainly do that. Oh, no, he's always been a great one for keeping to his side of the bargain.
She's got skin on.
Well, it's not going to bite you. Put it in the saucer. How you're going to manage in Iceland, if you can't stand a little bit of skin, I don't know.
You know, when I was little, I remember being ill and a man there at the end of the bed. Was that him?
Yes, it was. You'd had whooping cough and he came over for the day. He could be very kind when he wanted to be. He'd left me, of course, by then. He was living in Ross-on-Sea with the Denise woman.
Mrs. Stewart?
Philip, this isn't really the time and place, but there is something I want to get straight with you. Well, it's something he may try to bring up against me. I really don't think he would ever have made you a particularly satisfactory father, but I suppose he wasn't as black as pitch. Oh, it's quite true, he left us in the lurch. I had to bring you up on my own, but, well, I dare say there were faults on both sides. I mean, I found it hard to reciprocate in the latter years. Do you understand?
Yes, I think so.
Oh dear, I do hope I haven't made a mistake about this and you are old enough to understand. We did try to patch things up from time to time, but it was no good. And he was a very passionate man in his way, so he felt bitter, naturally enough, I suppose. He always used to say he felt hard done by. I don't know where the blame lies.
What about me?
He wouldn't blame you.
No. How did you have me?
Oh, well, I suppose you were one of our attempts to patch things up. You certainly weren't planned.
Huh?
Well, no, dear, I was nearly 40 at the time. No, you were definitely a mistake. A very lucky mistake. I don't know what I'd have done without you all these years. Anyway, there you were and there you stayed. You obviously felt the world couldn't do without you.
Perhaps I wanted to be Prime Minister.
Well, I don't know about that. Prime Ministers don't sit about with round shoulders and pick their noses.
Don't they?
You finished with that?
Yes.
What is it tonight?
Latin prose.
Well, I'll let you get on with it then. Don't be too late though, dear, will you? You want to get a good night's sleep. And don't worry about tomorrow, dear. It's going to be perfectly all right. Grin and bear it. Yes? That's right.
Is that Marge or butter, do you think?
Marge.
Thought we might have had butter this morning.
10 to 1, you'll have a jolly good day, really.
Right. I've got the trots.
Badly?
I've been twice. What do you reckon I ought to call him?
Where's your father? Call him Dad, I should think.
Sounds funny.
I imagine you want to be called Dad.
I suppose so.
Well, at long last. Scrambled eggs on toast, that's all he'll ever eat for breakfast. Oh, really, that grill's quite ridiculous. I must get the man to look at it. Well, come along, dear. Eat it while it's hot.
He's feeling queasy.
Have you been to the lab?
Twice.
Oh, no, well, it's only nerves. Eggs are very binding, anyway.
I'll be all right.
Yes, of course you will, dear. Don't suppose you've left any tea in that pot, have you, sis?
Well, it might be a squeeze, you never know.
Oh, yes. Stone cold, I'll do without, thank you very much. Try and eat some breakfast, Philip. You must have something inside you.
You make it sound as though his father's going to starve him.
Well, it's just as well to be prepared. His father can be very erratic over mealtimes. I've known him go all day on nothing but a handful of corn.
Well, that's his stupid job, breeding all those chickens.
They give him a foul temper.
Yes, well, you may find yourself laughing on the other side of your face before the day's up. Oh, good God, look at the time. I must wash up.
Oh, sit down, Phyllis, for God's sake. We've got all blessed day to do the washing up.
Have we indeed? And suppose anybody were to come in. They'd think we lived in a slum.
Who's anybody?
Anybody who comes in. Which jacket are you going to wear, dear? Your Harris tweed?
Well, I'm not wearing my blazer.
No, no. No, you look very smart in your Harris tweed. No, I must do the washing up. Oh, God, I must do something about my hair. I look like something the dogs brought in. Now, don't forget your Mac, dear. It might rain.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. A right silly ass you'll look if it's pelting down and you don't have your Mac.
Actually, the sun's shining.
I don't care if the son's having breakfast with us. It's midwinter and he's going to be sensible and take that Mac. Now, finish your breakfast, quick as you can, dear. I should go to the lab again if I were you.
Can I have the wireless on?
Good God, child, this is no time for listening to the wireless. Anyone would think we'd lived in a holiday camp.
How's the tum?
Tum died. I've got some lavatory roll with me in case I'm caught short.
Oh, well. It's nearly 1:30. The evil hour approaches.
He may be there.
No, no, he's going to toot his horn. That was the arrangement.
Would you like to see him, Phyllis?
No, thank you very much. I would not. I had quite enough of him in the past.
I just thought you might be curious.
There's no sign, anyway. Of course I'm curious. I just wish the wretched man would stop interfering in other people's affairs. Leave us in peace.
I know.
Every time he contacts us, it's a major battle. You've forgotten the school's saga, I suppose.
The letters?
Letters unending bitter screeds. How dare I let the boy go to a grammar school? Every Rice Davis since the year dot has been properly educated. He'll grow up a lout. He'll talk like a country yokel. I'm denying the boy his birthright. I'm sacrificing Philip's future to my own stupid vanity. Hell hath no fury like a woman. Oh, on and on. All totally irrational. Where he thought the money was going to come from for public school, I don't know. Oh, yes. He told me to sell the house once. Fine mess we'd have been in then. Philip going to Shrewsbury and no roof over his head. Let's hope this is the last of it. Perhaps he's mellowed in his old age.
She's past her best, of course, poor old thing. Tends to show her temperament these days. Well, we're all a bit the worse for wear, I suppose.
Yes.
Apart from yourself, of course. It's all ahead of you. Mind you, she's been a jolly good and faithful servant all these years. She's always been absolutely reliable, Philip. Utter reliability. Well, I say that. In these last few years, she's... well, we've had our moments, she and I. Still, give her her due. She's getting on. You wouldn't believe it, but most of her innards are only held together with bits of string, bits of Meccano, bits of anything I could get a hold of. Well, you see, spares got rather hard to get after the war. Had a new Austin once. Couldn't start the damn thing to save my life, always cranking at it. Now this one, click, brum, ho-ho. I say, I should put your Macintosh in the back. You're not going to need it today. Yes, she's looking forward to meeting you very much indeed. She'll be down in a minute. Hope you don't mind.
No.
Well, she is my kept woman, in a manner of speaking. I thought you might have some feelings. Oh, she is the whore I ran away with as far as your mother is concerned.
I thought you married.
Oh, yes, eventually. Anyway, it's useful to see the other side, get a different viewpoint, make up your mind about your wicked father and his paramour. Yes, I just hope that you will give us the benefit of the doubt, Philip. She stood behind me through very hard times, has Denise. There's been nothing very much in it for herself, so I'd just like you to be as accommodating as you can, Philip. There's a good boy. Now, I've arranged for the hotel to give us a couple of packed lunches, cheese, a couple of apples. Cheese sandwiches. How does that strike you?
Sounds very nice.
Good clean food, cheese. Doesn't make the sandwiches go soggy. You see, I thought we'd have the coffee here, introduce Denise, and then we could slip away, climb a hill. Do a bit of a hike. And back here, at 6, as I promised your father. Safe, sound, and better acquainted. You really should do something about your posture. You'll end up with serious back trouble if you sit like that. Here she is. Hot foot from her toilette. Denise, this is Philip. Philip, this is my wife, Denise.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I'll nip off and order some coffee. I shan't be a tick.
It's so nice to meet you at last.
Oh, yes.
I've heard so much about you, of course, from Martin.
Would you like to...
Oh, thank you. Well, it didn't take long to get here, did it?
Where have you come from?
Oh, no, I mean you and Martin, from your home.
Oh, no.
Hello, anybody there?
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'd rather like coffee in the lounge.
If you ring the bell in the lounge, sir, the waiter will attend to you.
Oh.
Have you been here before?
Here?
To this hotel?
No. Well, not inside.
It's very comfortable.
Yes.
Bell. Apparently some bell we've got to ring.
There's a bell pushed by the fire.
Ah, well done. That's the one. How are you getting on?
We were talking about the hotel.
Ah, yes. Rather a treat for us staying here, you know, Philip. You see, we live in a caravan, somewhat straitened circumstances, somewhat rudimentary. Still, it's partly by choice. It's very snug. 2 rooms, kitchen and bathroom. Colour grass, no rent, no mortgage. Fields in the front, trees at the rear. Beautiful situation. We owe nothing to the state, and the state owes nothing to us. There's quite a lot to be said for freedom, Philip.
It sounds very nice.
Home is where your heart is. So, the British Schools Exploring Society.
Oh, yes.
You're off to Iceland, eh?
Well, if...
When do you go? Ah, waiter. Coffee for 3. Nothing to eat, no? We're not very big eaters, Denise and I, Philip. Just coffee, waiter.
Would you like?
They tried to thrust a cooked breakfast down our throats this morning. What a damned waste of money that would have been. Waiter, packed lunches. Bring them with you when you come. 2. Order them last night. Rice Davis. Sorry, Philip.
July we go. July 30th.
Quite an honor, apparently.
Not really.
Oh, come on. You were selected.
Well, I did have an interview. I had to go to London.
Well, what sort of things did they ask you?
Well, why I wanted to go.
What did you tell them?
Don't know, really. I said a friend of mine went last year. Don't reckon all that many can have applied, really.
Oh, Philip, don't be so damned humble. You were selected out of hundreds for your character and spirit, so just jolly well accept the fact. It's a responsibility.
Well, I suppose so.
You suppose so? Oh. Look, Philip, I jolly well tell you it is so. I wasn't going to tell you this. When I first heard the news from your mother, I was moved. Well, there was this boy. I hadn't seen him since he was so high. Total stranger to me. Brought up by women. Might be any kind of a wet, and then suddenly, out of the blue, I learned that he has got character. That he has been selected to represent his school, exploring Iceland for the British Schools Exploring Society. Now, that really made me think. Because you must have got it from somewhere, Philip. We're flesh and blood, you and me. All these years apart don't make any difference, not to the essentials, and I felt very proud indeed. Black for me. So, one, I arranged today's meeting because I realized how important it was that you and I should get to know each other. And two, I did a little preliminary reconnaissance.
You did?
I did. I went to the Society's headquarters and saw Commander Burton, who had interviewed you.
Wait for me, please.
He had quite a lot to say about you. He was very interested when I told him your circumstances, how you'd been brought up by your mother and so on. And he said that you were not quite up to scratch physically. You had a very fine, independent mind, good sense of humour. Oh, and he was very impressed with your scouting record.
Oh, thank you.
He's no man's fool, Commander Burton. He's cast his eagle eye over boys in their hundreds through the years. And he knows exactly what he is looking for.
What?
The ability to lead. Not given to all. And to those who have it, it is a profound responsibility. So I suggest, Philip, you brace your shoulders back and live up to it. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to lament you like this, Philip, but I think you need putting in the picture. What is it, waiter?
The packed lunches, sir.
Oh, good Lord, man, just bung them on the table.
Very good, sir.
Oh, waiter.
Sir. Oh, right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Not at all.
Oh, perhaps the young man knows my nephew, sir.
Really?
Harold Belchamber.
Belchamber?
Rings a bell, does it, Philip? Ha ha!
Well, yes, he's going on the expedition.
Good Lord.
I hope you both have a very nice time, sir.
Thank you.
Push, Philip, push. Come on, you're not moving to use your legs. 1, 2, 3, push, push. Push, Philip, come on, push, push, push. Come on, you're not moving now. Push, 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 push. Oh, hold it. Bloody handbrake's on. Suppose you better take a bit of a breather. Puffed?
Not really.
Now, take a deep breath. Get the oxygen in. Get the blood flowing again. Get it in, right in, slowly, hold it. Out. Slow. That's it. Don't smoke, do you? Right, fit?
Yes.
Right, on the count of 3, push. Right. 1, 2, 3, push! Come on, push, 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 use your legs. Put your body into it, that's it. Push the bloody thing, come on. Now, come on. I'm going to let the clutch in. Keep it going as hard as you can. It's taut now, otherwise we'll miss it. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Good man, hop in. J.O.D. Away at last. See you this evening. J.O. By Jove. Don't stop her now. Might never get her started again. For one moment I thought we were going to be stuck in the hotel for the whole day. OK, I'll just motor on and you tell me where. If you ever fish around in that pocket, you might find a map or two. Somewhere in the Welsh mountains, I should think. Stretch our muscles a bit, see? Where do you fancy?
Don't know, really.
Well, where do you usually go? Where do you go with the scouts?
Well, nowhere, really. We go camping on the Wrekin.
On the Wrekin? Oh, that's a bit tame. I'd like to tackle something a bit tougher than that. What about a crack at Snowdon, eh?
I haven't really brought any...
Oh, I was joking. I was joking. Oh, my dear fella. Only a bloody fool would go climbing Snowdon dressed the way we are. Still they do, and they fall down. Ha ha.
We go to Clanrider, some of the sixth forms sometimes.
I've never heard of it.
It's a waterfall.
Really? No, I've never heard of it.
It's quite good. It's very high. It's in the Barren Mountains.
Oh, well, all right then. That's the target. Sounds jolly good. How'd you get on with Dee?
Very well. I thought she was very nice.
Yes? Well, you're the only one in the family who does.
Oh, she's very likeable, really.
Oh, thank you, Philip. She'll appreciate that. I mean, she's a funny woman, but she's straight, I'll say that for her. Sorry I blasted off at you in the hotel there. Bad form. Hope you forgive me.
Oh, yes.
Well, one forgets what it's like to be young, you know. I mean, you've got your own fodder to ply. You don't want grown-ups nagging away at you all the time. Now, my own father was exactly the same. What are you, he used to say. Man or a shirt button? Well, one thing I was certain I wasn't was a shirt button. You never met him, I suppose?
He died before I was born, I think.
Oh, yes, he did. You're right, he did. Strange chap. We had our differences. Well, you had to do it his way or not at all. That's why we never had any money. Your mother and I. I had a blazing row with the old man one night. Apparently I cheeked him or something. Cut me right out of the will. Not a bloody penny. Had to fend for ourselves. Now I hope to have a better relationship than that with you.
Oh, yes.
We'll see. Your brother never wore spectacles, did he?
Howard?
Well, I'm damn certain he didn't go through the war with specs.
I didn't see all that much of him, really.
No, I don't suppose you did. When was he killed? 45. Oh, well, I don't suppose you did. 7 years of age.
He seemed quite big.
Very brave. I had a row with him, you know, before he went off to fight. Did you know that?
Well, Mum said so.
Ah, yes, I'm sure she did. Well, he wanted to marry an ATS girl. Wasn't his type at all. 18 years of age, thought he knew his own mind. Well, it's not for me to go over old battles. Here we are.
What?
Family tomb. Ever seen it?
No.
You might find it interesting. There. 8 of them under that. A rum bloody lot. My parents, their parents, uncles, aunts. What's left of them, poor old souls. 8 of them. I'm surprised your mother never mentioned it. I thought she fully intended to be the 9th.
Oh, I don't think so. She always says she wants to be buried under the roses in the garden.
Oh, yes. Well, she always tended to over-dramatize, your mother.
How do they fit in?
Snug as a bug in a rug, 2 by 2. Gloomy, damp place down there, though. Wouldn't catch me there when the time comes. Oh, couldn't stand the company in any case. Covered in cobwebs, wedged between the old man and my mother forever and ever, amen. Oh, God, what a thought. Not that they would welcome the intrusion. They used to treat us like dirt when we were kids. Turned my brother into a nervous wreck.
Uncle William?
Poor old sod. Well, what a way to end up. Gaga in a loony bin. I'll always remember the day they sent him home from the front. First World War, this was. Just sitting down to breakfast. Ambulance comes roaring up the drive. There's William, lying in the back, on a stretcher, groaning and crying. Oh, you never heard anything like it in all your life. We thought they'd blown off both his legs, to say the very least. Turned out he'd taken one look at the trenches and had a breakdown on the spot. Dear, oh dear. That's better. I don't think my mother ever spoke to him again. Sent him off to a home that morning.
How old was he?
About your age? Well, might have been a bit older. I followed him out 2 years after. Not to Europe. I went to India. At least I stuck it. They couldn't hold that against me. Rum bloody lot. Well, your mother's another of them. No, I shouldn't say that, I suppose. She's done quite well by you. But there it is. Nothing to say to that, have you?
Well, no.
Don't worry.
It's very interesting, hearing the other side.
Oh, yes. You haven't heard the other side. Not of our particular saga.
Well, I suppose not, no.
No, I'm not going to start justifying myself in any case. She's not a very imaginative woman, your mother. Still, it's not my place to pick old sores. Do you want to pee before you go?
No, thank you.
Oh, it's up to you, it's up to you. What do you think happens after death, Philip? Any idea?
Not definite.
Do you think they can get in touch with us?
My foremaster thinks we come back to Earth as centipedes.
Oh, yes. I wanted to meet him once, you know. Damn silly. Try to get in touch with your brother.
What happened?
Nothing whatsoever. A lot of hocus pocus. Well, it's up to him in any case. He is the injured party. Oh, come on, Philip. What's a number between friends? I spent my boyhood in North Wales. I know it like the back of my hand. He should have gone off the beaten track. Took the wrong turning off the B4396, I think.
Oh, yes.
I wondered if you could tell us if we're heading in approximately the right direction.
Llanrhaeadr?
That's the chap.
No.
Oh, well, I wonder if you could tell us what direction are we heading?
Nowhere.
Oh, well, dear God. I mean, could you give us directions? Left, right, up, down? You do that sort of thing?
Doesn't take you anywhere.
Oh. Well, can you stop for a minute? We'll push on, I think, don't you?
Might as well.
Oh, goodbye. You've been a great help to us.
Left you
What?
turn. Left you turn. Up at the crosser, turn left. Gets you down to Llanybloodwell. Then the B4396 gets you straight to Llanrhaeadr. You can't miss it.
Thank you.
You can't go to Llanrhaeadr from this place, okay?
No. Give you a lift.
Lift?
Well, to help you on your way.
You know.
Oh, well, goodbye. Goodbye, thank you, thank you. Cheerio.
Oh, yes. Lift. The hell was on am roed lift I mi. Ti'n gweld y daip di o'r blaen, was? Llancio mawr, hel diod, o dafar ni dafar. Yn beth a dan dyn, dreifio car i lle yma. Lift.
Cracking little motor, this Philip, you know. She'll give her all. Mind you, this is a hell of a steep hill.
Sir, is this your car?
Right with you.
Sorry about this, sir.
Not at all. Not your fault. Pressure of age or whatever it is. Kick out the fire, bring up the gear. Fetch your gasket?
Yes, they told me about that, so I nipped back and got one. Ah, it's nice surroundings to break down in.
Yes. Not at all bad. This is my son, Philip.
Yeah, how'd you do, sir?
How'd you do?
So you got a fire going?
Oh, yes. Well, it's easy when you know how.
Tough as old boots, Philip and I. Always prepared, always got the gear.
Yes, indeed, sir. Well, it's nice to have a bit of warm. As a matter of fact, between you and me, I broke down myself the other day. Ran out of petrol. Of course, I didn't dare phone in, otherwise I'd never heard the last of it. I was miles from nowhere. Nearly froze to death. Of course, in the summer, you see, it's far too hot. They make these uniforms far too hot for the summer. You see, it surge. Right, let's have a look at the damage, shall we?
One moment. Before you open the bonnet, I think it's only fair to warn you that the engine is not in its best condition. I only mention this because the last officer from your organization who came to my rescue fainted when he saw the cylinder heads.
I think I shall be all right, sir. I was a tank driver during the war. Saw some nasty ones then. Jesus Christ!
Magnificent! Oh, you're absolutely right, Philip. It's utterly exhilarating. Magnificent!
It's worth seeing.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm amazed. It's extraordinary. I've never seen it before. Come on, let's get to the top.
Have we got time? Well, it's 4:30.
Oh, yes, yes. Go take 2 ticks.
We'll get you home all right. Don't be worried about that.
Well, there's a path round this side.
Good God. It'd take forever if we went round there. Oh, no. No, we'll negotiate a crossing and we'll go right up that side. Yes. Quick scramble, up that hillside, over the rocks, and a short, sharp attack on the summit.
Are you game?
Yes, all right.
Kind of terrain you'll come across in Iceland. Give you a bit of practice, eh?
Come on. Ho, ho. It's turned out to be an absolutely marvellous day. Haven't enjoyed myself so much for years. Tremendous stuff. I'll tell you what, we'll make a race of it. Last one to the top's a sissy. I expect you've done a lot of this sort of thing in the Scouts, eh?
Well, not really.
No, you'll have to watch out for this bit.
I'm not actually in the Scouts anymore.
Bit of a hazard there. What was that?
I'm not in the Scouts anymore. I left about 3 years ago.
Good God, you amaze me. I thought you were frightfully keen.
Just got fed up with it.
Well, you amaze me. Oh, splendid organisation by all accounts.
Oh, yes. I just got fed up with it, I think. Knots and things.
Now, that's the slippery bit. There, now that's it. Now, watch your step. Right, over here. Come on. Well done. As far as I'm led to understand, you're not even a prefect.
No, I'm not.
You didn't know I knew that, did you? Commander Burton told me. Apparently it was a bit of a black mark against you at the interview.
I just didn't fancy it. You have to walk up and down the corridors and shout. I didn't think I'd be all that good at shouting.
I'm very much afraid it'll be held against you in later life. The British Schools Exploring Society certainly takes a dim view. I must say you're not exactly a chip off the old block, Philip. You've got your own way of looking at things. Come on, let's get this race going. Look. Now, you see that tree up there? Can you see that tree up there, okay?
Yes.
Right, first one to reach that tree wins, right? Ready, steady, go! Oh, well, this will sort out the sheep from the goats. Yes, I can't tell you how glad I am we got together. Mind you, I blame myself. I should have made it possible all long ago. Leaving you in the lurch all these years. Oh, come on, lad, you're dropping back.
Sorry.
Oh, you wouldn't think I was 60, would you, eh? Still a bit of a spring in the old step, eh? Ah, right, a few quick breaths, eh? Right, keep your position. 60 seconds, eh?
You okay?
Oh, yes, yes. Bit of a stitch. Still, that's quite a good thing. So get into that 1 minute, gain second wind. Oh, how about you? Puffed?
Fine. Well, a bit puffed.
Ah, you've got a bit of leeway to make up. Now, what are your plans, Philip? I mean, after you come back from Iceland.
Well, I've got another year at school.
Good God, whatever for?
Well, before university.
Oh, you're not going to university? I mean, what about national service?
I'll probably get deferred. It depends on A-levels, whether or not I get a scholarship.
Oh, what an extraordinary waste with your abilities. What would you end up as, a teacher? I would have hoped a chap like you would want a life in the open air, not cooped up indoors all day. No wonder you wear glasses. Oh, well. Got your breath back? Right. I've got my second wind anyway. Oh, tremendous stuff, this, Philip. It's your pleasure. Test of endurance. Nothing like it.
Yes.
I'll tell you something. I'm as tough now as I was at your age. That's it. Still a tough old scout, your dad, eh? Oh! Ah!
Are you all right? Dad?
Oh, Philip. Got a proposition for you. Chance to get in on the ground floor.
What? What?
Job. No good if you go to university, but I might be able to change your mind. Yes, I've decided to offer you a job. Bit of a poser, eh? Of course, you'll have to learn the ropes a year or so. Then you'll come in as partner. Just the two of us, you and me. You don't have to give me a decision now, though. No, we'll be in touch. I never like immediate decisions. They're always to be avoided. We'll be in touch. I'll need to know sometime, of course. Can't really go ahead on my own.
What job?
Experimental chicken farm.
Dear God in heaven.
What did you say?
I'd think about it.
Philip!
Well, I thought it was best to be polite. The easiest.
He won't let it alone. You mark my words. Dear God. Oh, I knew I was wrong to let you go.
I'll write to him and say no, don't worry. I'll say there's no point in keeping in touch. Well, there isn't really.
Whenever he contacts us, it's a major battle. It's utterly typical.
He made me do eye exercises.
He did what?
The man's a monster.
He was a bit futile.
Yes, well, let's hope when you have children of your own, you manage things a little better than he has.
It'll be different then.
Really?
We'll all be in space. Can I have some cocoa?
Yes, yes, of course you can, dear. Oh, I'm glad to have you back. Oh, my God! I've just remembered I've got that herring in the oven. I'd completely forgotten. Oh, well, it'll be a burnt offering by now. Never mind, dear. Take your coat off and I'll see what else I can rake up. Oh, by the way, he did sign, didn't he? After all that.
No.
Philip!
Well, you forgot with the fall. I didn't reckon it was worth reminding him. I decided I didn't fancy the British schools exploring thing all that much.
But it's an honour.
Oh, I don't know. Seems stupid, tramping about in the cold.